Revolut gives you flashy features, but for some people it's not just enough. And not cheap either. Many travelers, expats, and those managing money across multiple currencies can run into unexpected fees and limitations even during everyday money tasks. In today's video, we'll be breaking down 3 real-life scenarios where Revolut might not meet your needs, and we'll show you how Wise could offer more flexibility and value. I'm Ali from Wise, let's get into it. Scenario 1. You avoid subscriptions. There's so many of them these days, and while Revolut does offer a free standard plan, you might miss out on so many of the perks Revolut is known for. Whether that's airport lounges, app subscriptions, travel insurance, all sounds sensational, right? But here's reality. These benefits operate on a tiered system, and many are only available if you're paying monthly fees. There are a few questions regarding Revolut subscription though. Now, take the premium plan, for example. In the UK, it costs £7.99 per month. Premium users and users with more expensive plans get faster support than customers on cheaper or free plans. That means, in turn, that users of the free plan might wait longer for help, something we think should never depend on your plan. Next, there's the 20% discount on international transfers with a premium plan. With Metal Plan, it's a 40% discount. And Ultra, that's £45 in the UK for the first month, then £55 a month. Transfers are free. Now, are you going to bother with the math to figure out whether this discount offsets the money spent on the subscription? At Wise, we don't offer subscriptions and we don't divide users this way. Everyone gets the fastest support we can offer and the same low fees, which only depend on the amount, the currencies, and the payment method, not which plan you're on. When we compare Revolut's standard subscription side by side with Wise, a few key differences pop up. So, where do they start to differ? Well, a big area is currency exchange. Inside your Revolut's account with a standard plan, you can actually exchange up to £1,000 a month between currencies without paying any fees. This is enough if you're doing small exchanges, but once you go over that limit, you'll be hit with a 1% fee. This exchange limit applies cumulatively across all types of exchange. So, if you go over the £1,000 a month limit or need help fast, you may consider a subscription. But if you actually do the math and go beyond Revolut's free limit, exchanging £2,500 to euros within your account could cost around £15. The same exchange with Wise would cost you just around £8. That's nearly double the cost just for doing the same thing. Exchange rate also matters. On Revolut's pricing page, you'll see that they set their own exchange rates, and to be fair, they're pretty good. We've seen much worse examples, and some banks even add crazy high markups to exchange rates, making transactions extremely costly while saying it's free. Compared to that, Revolut's rate is certainly better, but it still contains an extra fee and it's not the same as the mid-market rate. So, what is a mid-market rate? Basically, it's similar to the rate you usually see on Google with zero markup added on top. Now, you might think everyone uses this mid-market rate, but honestly, very few banks or fintech companies actually do. However, there are a few good players out there who stick to it, like Starling, Moniz, and yeah, us at Wise. The catch with exchanging money on weekends with Revolut is that depending on your plan, you might pay an extra fee. 1% for standard users, 0.5% for Plus, while Premium, Metal, and Ultra plans don't pay a weekend fee at all. So while the exchange within Revolut is convenient if you are converting large sums of money or frequently exchanging money, those fees can quickly add up. You might consider upgrading your subscription to increase your limits and avoid making transactions during the weekend. At Wise, we don't add extra percentages to the exchange rate on weekends. With us, you get the mid-market rate, no markups, just a small fee you can clearly see upfront if applicable. Wrapping up about subscription based on what Revolut offers in its plan, you certainly have a chance to make it more than worthwhile for yourself. But to do so, you would need to make a full use of the service. This means utilizing the partner services offered, spending as much possible through Revolut to earn Rev points, traveling frequently to take advantage of the insurance and lounges with the more expensive plans. Now, let's say if you see services among the partners that you are already subscribed to separately, a single Revolut subscription could save you money. But if you prefer other services or don't want to make all your purchases only through Revolut, it's important to think carefully and to do the math before making a decision. Scenario 2. You send large money transfers. Money transfers are extremely popular worldwide, and of course, they're also part of Revolut's functionality. But are they cost effective? Let's break it down. Here, we're going to talk more specifically about sending money from Revolut to someone outside of the platform. There's a reason why our second use case focuses on large transfers. For small transfers, the price difference is often negligible. For example, transferring 100 Singapore dollars to euros might be slightly cheaper, like here, by 20 cents compared to Wise. But when the amounts go up, that's where things change fast. Now, Let's start increasing the amounts gradually. We can see that for 1,000 Singapore dollars, the amount received still doesn't differ much. If we choose the same payment method, the recipient will receive 686 euros with both Revolut and Wise. Of course, we need to keep in mind that for some subscription plans, the situation could change on weekends, as Revolut may add an extra fee during that time. Now, let's add another zero. When sending 10,000 Singapore dollars, the difference is already around 34 euros in favor of Wise. When sending $100,000, the recipient will get 683 euros less with Revolut than with Wise. And when sending 1 million, the difference grows to 6,507 euros less with Revolut. To make sure you don't think we've picked a convenient route for comparison, here are a few more examples. Here's a transfer from the British pounds to the US dollar. What starts as a small 43-cent difference in favor of Revolut for a £100 transfer ends with a difference of 1,203 US dollars received in favor of Wise when you need to send 100,000 British pounds. You've probably got the gist by now. So if you send higher amounts, make sure to check the prices for your specific amount and currency route using these links. Revolut may not be the most cost-effective option. Now, scenario 3, you receive payments from different parts of the world. Whether you're a freelancer with overseas clients or a remote worker or just living abroad, getting paid smoothly can be a challenge. At this point, having an opportunity to get account details in as many currencies as possible is very useful. With Revolut, the set of your local account details may be limited depending on the country where you are registered. If you're in the UK or Europe, you can't receive US dollars with local details on your personal account. If you're in the US, you can't get Euro account details unless you open a business account. They also give you SWIFT details to receive payments in other currencies, but this means payments can take longer, cost more, and arrive short due to intermediary bank fees. At Wise, the list of currencies with local account details might be much broader for you. You can get local account details in around 9 major currencies depending on your region, like the US dollar, Euro, British pounds, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, and others in many regions around the world. That means friends, family, clients, or employers can pay you just like they would someone in their own country. But you're not limited to these currencies. Same as with Revolut, you can also receive SWIFT transfers. So your British pound account details let you receive international transfers in many other currencies via the SWIFT network. This way, with Wise, you have more currencies with local account details plus SWIFT payment functionality. Remember about potential intermediate bank fees and longer delivery time with SWIFT, both with Revolut and with Wise. This is how the SWIFT system works. So, once you've been paid with Wise, you are in control. You are able to hold over 40 currencies in one place, spend with your Wise card or convert at the mid-market exchange rate, all without juggling accounts, subscription fees, or worrying about hidden fees and extra weekend charges for conversion. Now you know how having a Wise account might not only be more convenient, but also more cost effective. We are aware that many of our customers actually use both services for different needs. So that's why we'd love to hear from you in the comments. What do you prefer about Wise and what do you like about Revolut? Our team is always listening and constantly working to build the best possible product for you. So hit that subscribe button to stay connected and never miss a new update. See you next time.